Hey everyone, I hope everybody's staying safe. And as we're moving into our fourth quarter, we are going to start doing some artwork again. Now, at home, you probably don't have a whole lot of art materials, so we're gonna have to be a bit more creative. So, in this first lesson that we give you for this fourth quarter, you are going to go out and find materials that you can use to make art with. Um, I just started collecting some items in my house, and I think I can make some nice paints with it, maybe some drawing materials. Um, so I'm going to share that with you and talk a bit about how you can make your own paint. And I'm also going to go on a nature walk and collect some materials from outside. So, yeah. All right, so I'm outside in my neighborhood right now. I brought a few things with me. Get a bag and some scissors so I can use those to collect some materials with. And also some jerk put a flyer on my door. And I'm gonna save that because I can probably make some artwork with it. So I'm gonna put that in my bag. Alright, so I'm out here right now. I found some flowers. These dandelions right here are nice and yellow, so I'm gonna cut some of these down and put them in my bag because those yellow seeds on here you can probably use and make some kind of a paint with. So I'm gonna just put that in my bag and see if I can do something with it. Also, grass is nice and green, so I'm gonna just get some grass and put that in my bag. I'm also gonna pick up some sticks because who knows what I can do with those. Maybe I can make a sculpture with it or use it to make some pigment out of. Now, as you're out here, you want to be safe. They told us to stay inside the house for a reason, but there aren't any people out here right now, so I don't feel like I need to wear a mask. But if you go somewhere where you feel like there are going to be some people, make sure you're safe. Alright, let's keep walking. Alright, so I just found a bunch of these pods of seeds, I guess. I'm gonna keep those. Maybe I can make a sculpture out of it or something else with it, so we'll go ahead and keep those too. Alright, I just came across this really nice pine needle tree, and I'm thinking maybe I can make a paintbrush out of this. If you look at that, maybe if I can tie it together somehow, I can make a paintbrush out of that. So I'm gonna take my scissors and cut off a branch from that. Whatever you do, if you come across one of these gloves, don't touch them. Those things are full of germs and viruses and all kinds of nasty stuff. Don't touch it. Okay, I'm done collecting things. As you can see, I have a big variety of things. I got some food coloring, aluminum foil. I have different spices because I have different colors. I have oil, I have olive oil, I have avocado oil, and I have some balsamic vinaigrette. I got a candle here and a birthday candle somewhere. I have a rubber band, a pen, a highlighter, coffee, and my nature walk collection. Alright, now I'm gonna play around with these things and see what I can make out of it. Alright, first up are my homemade paintbrushes. I taped my pine needles to a stick and I used a rubber band to attach a napkin to the other one. We'll see how that works later. I do have a paintbrush, so if you have one at home, definitely feel free to use those. I also have a pen, so I can use that to draw with, and a highlighter makes for some pretty cool artwork as well. Next, I'm gonna make some paint. Now, I'm gonna use my olive oil and my avocado oil, and I'm just gonna pour some on here. I'm just gonna try and see which one works better. You can also make watercolors by just adding water to your pigments, and maybe you can find something like my balsamic vinegar has color on its own, so maybe I can just paint with that. Alright, I put a few things on my plate. Over here is some food coloring, which is kind of like paint. I got some paprika, cinnamon, and curry over here, and then some coffee grounds. Now I'm gonna add a bit of my avocado oil to, oop, that was a bit much. Maybe I should put it next to it. Alright, and I'm gonna use my regular paintbrush. You can use anything else you want to mix it with, but I'm just gonna stir it up and see what happens. Alright, so that looks like a color I can paint with. Now I did draw a coronavirus on my paper, and I'm gonna try and use this paint and see how it goes. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it looks pretty wet, but once it dries, I'm sure it'll change color and just leave more of the color behind. Let me try a different color, maybe my curry. There you go, that looks pretty nice. I can also try my coffee ground. I'm sure that will give me a nice brown color. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep painting, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like in the end. Oh, one other thing, maybe we can try and see what these flowers do. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind these up and see if I can make some colors out of it. Okay, so I used a spoon and I just kind of smushed these flowers and a piece of grass. So I'm gonna try and clean my paintbrush and see if I can use it. I kind of left a pink juice behind here from the flowers. I can pick that up with my paintbrush, and I didn't add any oil to it or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and just paint straight with the juice from that plant. And as you can see, it leaves kind of a pinkish color there. I'm gonna do the same thing with my yellow. And it works pretty good. Now some green. Maybe I'll add a bit of oil to that. Actually, the green turned out kind of dry. Just a few drops. And again, it's kind of wet, but when it dries, I'm sure it'll leave some green behind. Alright, I'm gonna keep painting, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like in the end. Actually, there's one other thing I want to show you guys. So over here I have some balsamic vinegar that already has a color by itself, so you can use that straight out of the bottle and paint with it. So look for different things that already have color and kind of play around with it and see what it does. Actually, while we're here, I'm gonna use my homemade paintbrush and see if that works. Not the best paintbrush, but I think for big areas that would be pretty good. Maybe to add some texture to things. Let me try maybe with the vinegar. Yeah, it works a bit better. That was my other paintbrush. This one has big bristles, so it probably will leave a lot of streaks. I might just try it over here in the background. And it doesn't really work that well. Maybe if I pinch it together. Not ideal. Well, we live and we learn. Okay, well, I think this actually turned out kind of cool. I'm just gonna let it dry, and then I can hang it up somewhere, maybe on my fridge. So yeah, have fun, kind of play around with different things, think outside the box. One other thing, by the way, if you have maybe some fingernail polish or eyeliner, you can use those as paintbrushes too if you don't have a paintbrush. So just think about what you can use to paint with or draw with, and have fun.